Live.
We're live. What's up, Shopkulture, guys? Thursday. So sorry we had to change the day. A lot of going on and what they call adulthood.
Adulthood. Life happens.
Yes. So there's a lot going on. But once again, guys, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to another edition of Shopkulture. Dev, what's going on, man? How you doing? How you living out there? Man, I'm joined. You know who he is. Tag team partner, relationship guru, Dr. / Mr. James R. Hill.
How's everybody doing out there?
Corey, what's up, man? How you living, man? Thank you for tuning in, Shopkulture.
It's good to be back. We delayed by a couple of days,
yes,
but we're on point. We're putting it together. We got a good one for you tonight.
And we do.
We want to hear you guys' thoughts.
Yeah.
We want to hear you chiming in.
This gonna be short, sweet, to the point.
Yeah.
And then we got the fill in today, Mr. Nick Jones in the building.
Nick Jones.
Hey, what's up?
See, you go from live to on the show, man, to producing the show. I'm Barry Crosby. So let's talk about it.
Yeah. We got some questions. I put a question out there the other day on Facebook, and I wanted some serious engagement on this. And I know this happens, and everyone goes through this in their marriages and relationships. Why do women treat sex like it's a treat or reward that they can use to control and manipulate a man when they're in a relationship?
Oh my God.
Oh wait.
I mean, is it a treat? Is it a prize? Or I mean, is this a reward for a good deed or good behavior? I mean, because in a lot of relationships, that's how it's treated. And if the behavior is turned around and it's not so good, then they want to hold out. And so that's a punishment. So why should the vagina be used as a treat or a punishment when we all know that they want the LD just as bad?
Ooh, somebody, okay.
They said they don't respect you. Ooh.
Hey, getting ugly already.
And that's from a female saying that. See, you ladies out there listening, she said if you're using it as a prize or a reward, then they don't respect you. Are you guys on board with that?
That's a lot there. But I do hear, women do be saying that sometimes, that it is like a, he don't deserve it.
Right. But what if the tables were turned? What if we say, oh, no, none for you tonight? You're not getting the D for a week.
Women get mad. They get worse than guys when they don't, saying you don't give it to them.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely. Man, you get called out.
They got backup situations too.
Oh, you think they got backup situations?
Something wrong with you? Yeah. And that, I think women's ego when it comes to that is even more than men, though.
Oh.
Hold up, and not give it to you, give it to your woman for, let's say, 30 days and see what happens.
30 days? Damn. She's going to call you gay and everything else.
Yeah. All types of, that's what you get called.
She's going to be looking for skid marks in the front of your underwear.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So,
how about this? And this is a quick question, though. Why do it seems, I have to ask women that. Do women get offended when a man, masturbates?
I don't know.
You're in a relationship with him. You.
That's a good question. What do you women think? What are your thoughts? Do you get upset? If your man masturbates?
So somebody going in today. She said
exactly what I said. If you ain't giving it to your man, someone else is getting it.
That's not always the case.
No, it's not always the case, but it is the case.
And it leaves that opening, for his needs to be met, right? So, but my thing is, why is the vagina used as a prize when that's something you should have access to at all times?
Especially when you used it to get the person.
Right,
come on now.
Right. Come on. So, are you dangling over his head like, a bone to a dog,
Like a steak?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Huh?
Women, this is my opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys can hear me, so let me know in the comments if you can hear me because the mic isn't set up. You know,
Mhm.
I don't have my own personal mic. I think some women, they know that that's a man's weak point. They know dudes will do because they will. We've seen it. Dudes will do quite literally anything for the cookie, if you will. So it's a way for them to wield that power over their man or whoever it is that they're dealing with. That's why when she was saying what she say, they don't respect you. So and I agree with her. Like if a woman doesn't respect you to the point where she feels like, hey, I can just throw this out there what's the one?
Like a pond?
Yeah, like fishing, if you will. I can throw it out and reel him back in whenever I want because I know what he is. I know what he's gonna. I know what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
So essentially, what that's saying is that I can get him to behave or misbehave.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like training.
Yeah.
I got him trained
by using a vagina.
Either she got a side piece or she isn't sexually attracted to you anymore.
I think that is a strong indication right there.
Right. Now, if a woman is sexually attracted to you, how can she hold out on sex? I mean, when she wants it just as bad as she thinks you do. How can she hold out if she's physically and sexually attracted to you? If you make her feel as good as she makes you feel, how can she hold out, or why would she hold out? And is she depriving herself?
I've heard that women are better at holding out than we are.
No, I think that's a myth.
Why do you think that's a myth? And not to be anecdotal, we're not talking about just women that you deal with.
No, I'm just talking about in general. I just think that that's a misconception that I think a lot of us men have bought into. I think women like and enjoy just like as we do. I think we're just more aggressively,
and
per se.
And I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
But what you said, the key and operative word, aggressive. Men
are
more aggressive in their pursuits when it comes to sex than women are. Hence why I think they are more susceptible to holding back than we are.
So if a man holds back, so men can hold back as well. So can you hold back and hold it over her and treat it as a prize? Oh, well, if you misbehave, you get no D, or you've done good. I like what you did today. You behaved well. So
I think it determines on
you get the D tonight.
But
is that how it works?
But are we also demeaning the sexual act from the emotional aspect of it?
Right.
I think we are also.
Absolutely, because there's an emotional connection that comes along with that. So and we're putting that totally to the side because of the physical act and the feeling of the flesh, pretty much. So is that right? I mean, what do you guys think? I want to hear it.
Yeah, but I also would say though, if you're in a relationship and these are some of the issues or that you're having, though, it's obviously more than the sex that's the issue. And I think if your woman is telling you, I'm going to hold out this part of it, she's really not respecting you as a man either.
Or if you're in a relationship and there's something that she wants or something that she needs, say she needs your help to get a car, or she wants to.
I was just going to say resources.
Right, or something like that, and you say, no, we're not going to do that. Then if she gets mad and holds out on you, and says, well, you don't get no jizzle until I get the car I want.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I think the only way a man could hold out on sex like that to where she's like, okay, is if he has resources to which she, benefits from. Well, if I give him some, then I'll get that, whatever materialistic item that she's looking to get. Okay. Whereas with women, they don't need to. It's vagina. That's it.
Ooh. Well, there's an emotional attachment that goes along with that, though, and there should be. There should be a connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it should be more than just that physical act, but when she sees that that's what you're in for, she knows she can manipulate you by that. So once you show her that, then they're going to use it as the power of the
punani.
Yeah, the power of the punani.
Exactly.
And they know it's there and it
Because,
exists.
like I said, most dudes
Well-
are weak to that.
Right. Absolutely.
Well, we say most. Yeah, I
I'm
think
not saying all of them. There are.
no,
a
they
lot of-
are.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of weak just people in general because there's women that's in bad relationships just because of the deed for the.
That is true.
Right.
And you're like,
Right.
wait a minute, they're not compatible with nothing else. They ain't
That's
bringing
also-
nothing to the table.
I'll-
So
oh,
either
sorry, go ahead.
And
Either
some
A,
may
you're-
call it love. They think they're in love, but
That's what
they're
I was
not.
gonna say. A lot of women, they're in those fucked up or bad relationships,
Mhm.
with my French, because of the emotional connection. I've way
yeah,
I've way too many,
or scared of being
I-
alone.
and I'm being anecdotal here when I say this. So the women that I've known that
Mhm.
have been in those type of relationships, they often stay because they feel as though I can change him, or I'm hoping for the better, or I've invested in this much time. It's something.
Or just
something
the
that-
D is good.
It can be that
And
too,
she
but
can't- and she can't get away from it.
Yeah.
You know, that's a lot of times that's what it is. Even in, sadly to say, even in some abusive relationships, women stick around because
That's
that's
Stockholm syndrome too. to
Yeah.
me.
It is Stockholm syndrome.
But again-
More so than sex. That's
Yeah.
Stockholm syndrome.
Right, right, absolutely.
And we also have to be honest and say each is their own. Some
Yeah.
people that's enough.
Yeah,
And if let's say the person is successful, and maybe that's all that they want from an opposite sex, is that.
well then let that be known from the beginning that that's what
You
you're in it
have
for. This
to?
is all I need. It's good to.
You don't have to. You don't have to say that.
If you want something to be sustainable and long term, let it be known early what your needs are, what you want, what you require. And if that's all you require, then that's all they're going to be expected to bring to the table.
But Doc,
But I don't think that's
Need-
sustainable.
needs, wants in relationships evolve and they change constantly.
They do.
You might think that you want something until you get into it, and you're like, well, that's not really what I particularly want at this particular time.
Well, that's a lot of things when you don't appreciate it.
Oh,
When you don't appreciate things. Like if you're saying, I want a Bentley, and you're saving to get a Bentley. You work 3 or 4 years to get this Bentley. You
Yeah.
get the Bentley,
And
now
you
you
get it.
drive it for a couple months, you're like, it ain't all that.
yeah. So should I keep it because I said I always want the Bentley? No. I got the Bentley. I drove it for 3 or 4 months. That's the use I got on it. Okay, I want something else.
No, it's
Am I allowed to
Bentley.
change it? I'm not allowed to.
Appreciate what you work for and enjoy it for
Test
what
drive
you
it
looked at it as. You know?
So
Yeah, you
Doc,
test drive it first, and
So
it's a
Doc is
Bentley, you
saying
get the looks, you get the women, you get the prestige that comes along with it, or the perceived prestige, because it's just a car. But then after a month or so, you're going to realize that it's just a car. And why was I all hyped up about this car? Well, the same thing can go with the relationship and a woman. Put your expectations up front. This is what I expect. This is what I want. But you have to know within yourself what's going to sustain you for long term. You thought you wanted a Bentley, but it's not sustainable. Like you said, after 2 months, I can trade it in.
And then
I just think
did you get the Bentley for you because you wanted it, or because
You
of
wanted
how
the
you would be
prestige.
perceived socially?
And
Maybe that's why you wanted it. Yeah, you're gonna get women, you're gonna get looks, you're gonna.
Well, that's the wrong reason.
Well, that's the wrong reason.
But those are the reasons.
But people do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's.
Why does a brother buy a Ferrari or a Lambo? They're uncomfortable as hell. So why do you buy it? They're impractical,
Well,
and uncomfortable, and expensive.
Okay, how about this one?
So
Why do a lot of
you
people
buy
wear a
it?
lot of Gucci stuff? A lot
Right.
of Gucci stuff is ugly.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And
Why do a lot of people get it?
Status. That's what I'm saying. Social status.
right.
They wanna
Isn't
be
it amazing?
They want to be perceived.
They want to be
as-
perceived. They want people to perceive
Well,
them.
Perception is everything.
And perception is.
It was not everything.
I'm saying for people, a lot of people, it is perception is everything.
But then when you get to
Even-
a higher level of multi-million and billions, you will see multi-millionaires, hundreds, $500 and $700 million people. They won't wear one piece of jewelry.
Let me.
No, well, that's not. Oh, Doc, that's not all the. Okay, I'm sorry.
You're cool. So Tanya says that.
How you doing, Tanya? Thank you for tuning in.
To everybody who's tuning in and dropping gems in the comment section, you are greatly appreciated. Keep doing that. Tanya says at our age, never need for games or holding back the Punani. Build together. Women who play that game of holding back, move the hell on. Plenty of women out there who don't play that game.
Well,
Absolutely.
tell them to tune in to Shopkulture.
Hysterical.
And for the women that are holding out, listen to that.
Yeah.
Ferraris are hella fun to drive, though.
Right.
But that's a moment in time.
Right. That's a moment in time, and everybody gets tired of driving, regardless of what you're driving. Yeah, it's fun. I drove a Ferrari.
But the point is, you still drive. Yeah, it's still the, you know what I'm saying?
But they're uncomfortable as hell. They're impractical. You can't even bring your groceries home.
Are you kidding? Wait, hold on.
Doc's mad because he can't fit in them. He's too tall.
Oh,
they're uncomfortable to get in and out of a Ferrari.
I've never heard this.
Man, come on. And
when I rode in one, it was unbelievable.
The seats are built like a cup, so it's uncomfortable, and you get in and out. It's uncomfortable, and it's an impractical car, but it's an expensive Italian sports car, and you're going to attract what? Women and gold diggers. And
you get that in it.
Okay, so it's the perception. You want to be perceived as I got money because I got a Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Okay. Wow. Huh.
And I mean, if you think about it, I mean,
what's up, Keith? Keith, good topic. Yeah, man. We, you know, thank you guys once again tuning in to Shopkulture on a Thursday. And you know, we're just
Friday, pre-weekend vibe.
Yes, we're doing what we do, and you know, life changing,
right,
evolving,
and life.
We can't always stay the same.
Yeah, life happens.
Even though Doc is mad about it, we have to keep.
Change is good.
Change is good, man.
Yeah, change is good. I mean, but you know, let people know. If you're in a relationship with someone, let them know that things are changing, that your needs, your wants have changed. You know,
we're changing.
Yeah, you got to evolve. You got to grow. It's called growing
Not Tuesdays
together.
No more. We're gonna be no.
It's called growing together, people. If you can't grow together, then you shouldn't even be together.
William said that 430 was quite comfortable for me, though. Woo! I know that's right.
So he must be like 5'8" or
Mark, don't let him talk to you like that, man. Hey, we about to say, bro. It's all good. Hey.
Seeing that man being short, enjoying his luxury view.
But if you got the Ferrari, good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
The Ferrari, the Lambo. How does a professional basketball player drive a Lamborghini? Come on, man. Why is he driving?
Shaq had it.
For sure, though. He wasn't always in that.
Shaq probably drove that thing twice.
Right, yeah.
And said, man, put this joint, get rid of this thing. Y'all drive.
I would like to. I mean, it's great cars, though. I mean, you can't take that away.
For what, though? They're impractical. They're built for speed, and that's it.
You was close enough, Mark. You're 5'9".
Mark, you 5'9".
You're still short, bro. Kind of short.
Mark, hey, bro, listen, you can cook, so hey, forget it. Anything else?
That compensates.
Hey,
everybody likes to eat.
You better tell him, hey, I seen his food. He's killing on the food.
Okay. Everybody likes to eat.
Yeah, okay. Man.
So
what's the next?
So now that we're talking about holding out, you know, and using the punani as a treat, let's go to the flip side. Now, can you stay in a relationship when you're never sexually satisfied? How does that work?
I cannot.
You love this person. You may have went a long time before you even had sex, or sex may have been good in the beginning. And like you said, we evolve, we grow, and what you evolve to is you're not getting sexually satisfied. Can you stay in that relationship? Is that sustainable?
No, because sex is one of the. It's not everything for me. I don't want to speak for everybody, right? But sex is not like everything, but it is an important piece of the puzzle of a relationship.
What's the percentage-wise?
Yeah, that's what we gotta. You got the
percentage-wise. Yeah. I'd say 70%.
70%.
Okay. I don't want to hear what Doc got. Doc.
You're putting a lot on the physical. If you're saying 70%,
it's not everything, but it is important.
Not everything. 70% is high, brother.
No, but I would say that my 70% is me just thinking that that's what other people's alignment of thought is.
Okay,
that's what I said.
But if you're saying 70%, that means you're able to put up with a bad attitude, lack of finances,
That's stuff you can work through, though.
Can't
That's
cook.
stuff that you can work through, though.
I
You
like
can
it.
work through a woman
I like
with a
the
bad
dialogue.
attitude.
Those are things that you go. That's counseling. That's where counseling comes into play.
Therapy.
You can easily pick up a cookbook and learn how to
Instead
cook.
of getting that Ferrari.
Finances, you can go and sit down with a financial advisor.
No, I'm
Those
saying
are things you
a
can work
financial advisor can advise you on the finances you have, not the lack thereof.
Guys,
Okay,
old school teaching new.
And I want you to know that I'm here receiving the gym.
Okay.
I'm receiving you're putting me on.
Okay.
But I'm also just seeing it as, you know, when you're saying lack thereof. So that right there stems from the individual or individuals. You know, if their money management is piss poor, that's a whole other situation. But again, that is, you can work through that. Get your ass up and go get a job. Figure out another revenue stream.
No, she don't want to because she got 70% good sex. So what's the 30%?
I mean, if he so if he has, so if he is, let's say the dude is making money to wear, I don't care if whatever you make is extra. That's
irrelevant. Okay, well that's just one thing. Okay, so you got a lack of finances, bad attitude, not clean. You don't clean house very well.
Maybe.
You know, you're just nasty around the house. And
okay, you know what? You got me there because I can't deal with somebody who is not on the hygiene side of it. These are things again that are workable.
Okay.
Hey, Williams clowning today.
The voices mentality is what keeps Dr. Hill doing.
Oh, that's right.
He's like, thanks to Nick. Dr. Hill's book.
You have to do something sustainable. Okay, because if you're putting 70% in sex, say that person.
But William said
30%.
30%.
Bro,
He's looking at the other 30%.
So what do you think about that? The 30%.
30%, I'll say that's about right. 30% is right. Because you got to have that friendship. You got to have that emotional connection. You got to enjoy their company when you're not having sex.
You just want to have a cuddle buddy.
You want to be able to have an intelligent, intellectual conversation.
Right.
You want to have someone that you can trust. You know? Like I said, interesting intellectual conversation. It's stimulating. It's not boring. It's stimulating. If it's boring, you move on to somebody who can hold the up their end of a intellectual conversation, because there's pheromones that men put out, that you put out, and you pick up on these receptors, and all that has to do with your attraction. If you're basing 70% of it on sex, that's going to get mundane. It's going to get old because it's the same person, it's the same punani. It's going to get mechanical.
My 70% is people who, again, they don't view sex as being everything that makes the relationship everything per your point. However, it's important. Like people are in relationships and they're not having sex.
But 70% is a large number. Do we not?
That's a lot. I feel like a lot of people, are on that wave of thought.
I would say.
So
I think it's an age thing.
That's why the women.
Thing, though, too,
you think it's the age thing?
Oh, it's age thing.
That's why women are using the punani as a product.
Well, because you empower it.
The topic.
Yeah.
It's the topic. We're full circle. We're going full circle.
But that's what I'm saying. When we're allowing it to be 7 out of 10, because that's a large.
Yeah, and if she's aware of that 70% of the relationship is based on sex and your desire for it, she's got a bargain.
Can't you tell this in the beginning of a relationship whether or not somebody is going to be sexually?
What did he say? The 70%?
Yeah, William says the 70% mentality is when you're young, but as you get older, you find out that there's more to it, which is why we're having our. I agree.
But I said that earlier.
I was with you. And Rakita, I hope I'm saying your name right. She agrees with definitely age is a factor.
Okay,
but I will say though, what you described though, when you went back to the 30%, well, that's boring though.
That's boring.
Okay, so then so out of the 70% to 30%, Barry, what are you more so? What do you agree with? The 70 or the 30, or what is your percentage that you
think?
We
don't say nothing personal.
Now we're saying, okay, let me
okay.
put a disclaimer to this. If you're saying 30%, I'm not saying 30% of the time. This doesn't mean the time that you're having sex, but the value that you put
It's a
on
value.
your sex.
We're talking about value,
Yeah,
and I
you
think
could
we all
have
That's
agree
what I
with
was
that.
saying. That's
every
what I
day
was
or 3
saying.
times a day.
No, and I think we're all on the same
Right.
wavelength on that.
Right.
But I would say it was an age thing, and you being the youngest in the crew.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see what.
And according to what's going on in the dating
Now, you're being honest, and and I even seeing some of the stuff I'm seeing, I'm like, damn.
I'm not
women
married, so you could be speaking from that.
Well, I've been single too, so I'm speaking from a blended standpoint. Because I've been single.
Doc,
but the dating
pool. Doc, where
don't go there.
was it? You're not what you're saying. Back in his day when he was running the field and doing his thing,
I've been married 5 years.
Different time,
It wasn't time.
That's like that. Before I came to Jesus. But it's different. These are great points. I don't, you don't want to say something, but it has changed. I think women are a lot more empowered sexually now.
Oh, most definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so if
it's a little bit different.
If you're basing 70% of your relationship on sex, and you find that sustainable and it's working for you now, as that relationship evolves and you grow older, and one or the other grows a lesser desire for sex than the other, then so you're not sexually satisfied, which goes to our other topic. Can you stay in that relationship where you're never sexually satisfied? What do you do at that point? Where do you go? Does the emotional attachment override the lack of sexual satisfaction?
Can you do that?
Yeah, I could.
You can be in a relationship where there's like little to no sex going on.
No. That's
what I was.
We're not talking about me, but no, I could.
That's what I'm getting at, though.
No.
But that's what I'm saying. That's where most people are in that line of thought.
No, well, most people are not going to. This is the difference. In today's time, most people are not going to stay in that situation. Back in the day, people would kind of, you would stay. You just figure it out type of thing. Now nobody's figuring it out. They're figuring out
why you're not having sex.
No, people would stay in a situation.
Well, you could be having sex and the sex just isn't fulfilling.
It's not fulfilling enough.
Yeah.
So then why even continue doing that? Why?
Because you care about the person. There's other aspects.
Right. Do you just jump ship and leave that situation, or do you work on it? Do you make it better?
It's hard to make the sex better, though.
You would have to see. That's where you would have to spice things up.
Right. You change things up. Do things that are out your norm.
It's easier said than done.
Well, you give yourselves lessons. You turn on some Pornhub and you try some new things.
Because thank you for putting all that out there. Because why would you say it's easy? Why do you think it's easier said than done?
Because problem with sex, I think, in a lot of cases, is that nobody thinks they're bad at it. So then, when it's hard to get somebody who doesn't think they're bad at it to try something that they're like, I'm already good at.
Well, right, and it's hard to tell that person
so what do you tell them?
They're not satisfying you.
That's what I'm getting at.
So you just flat out tell them, this sucks.
No, you work on your delivery. That may be the ultimate method.
You're not gonna work. That's not gonna work.
But that's what we're getting at. Right. You gotta tell them that, hey, this ain't doing it for me.
You gotta find. Yeah.
I need more.
You don't need to pussyfoot around the situation.
Do you not hear what I said? That's why I said what I said.
Right.
You guys are the ones like, oh well, no, it doesn't.
Barry, how would you approach the situation then?
My approach doesn't work.
So you're more so lines of this stuff, I can't do it, or you just ghost them.
Well, no, I don't. Well, I don't know.
Okay, because ghosting is a thing.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're in a committed long-term relationship, you don't just ghost somebody. So if it goes bad, you want to make it better. First of all, both people have to be open-minded to trying something new. I mean, and you have to work on your delivery as far as we need to try something new because, and I'm going to be more engaged. It's going to be better. It's going to be better for you.
What? Where do you get that from?
You have to you have to communicate them that you need something different. I wouldn't say you need something better, but you need something different.
If you want to be politically correct, this is the way to do it.
But when you suggest that you need something different, you got to have something in your Rolodex up there. So something different, that's what? I'm glad that you asked.
Duh.
You know?
Can I ask you a
Well, you
question?
got to have something there to put on the table, some suggestions. I mean, and they have to be up to, let's watch the Pornhub. Do you like this? No, that's too much. Yeah, I would like that. Let's do that.
Toys, all of that.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, but have you ever met a woman that told you that they were bad at sex?
No, but
Okay,
That goes back
that's
to
my
what you were
point.
saying, where everybody, any woman thinks they're
You know what I'm saying?
you have to be able to tell her she's bad at sex without offending her.
Exactly. Because, see, you can do it the politically correct way, and they can still be offended.
Right?
So
But
it's kind of like...
People are going to get offended,
But they have
sex is a
to
hard topic.
respect you for your honesty. I mean,
Oh, guys, I almost want to hear the
let me
violin.
see what Amber says. How long?
How you doing, Amber?
How long has this bad / not adequate sex relationship been going on? You either work on it or you bounce.
Oh,
Period.
Amber, see? Okay.
Exactly. And then Amber says exactly.
Or you get a lot of coke.
We hear you, Amber. You communicate if something is not working.
right. And when you communicate that, you have to work on your delivery. You have to deliver that message.
And,
what's the message?
And respect the honesty. Exactly.
The message is, I need something. I need
a freak.
more.
You're not a freak.
Yeah.
I
need you. Listen, baby girl. You're my wife, and I love it. But I need you to be a hoe for me in the bedroom.
That's right. I need a porn
You
star.
really need to just come out and
Let's role play, fishnets.
Something.
Okay, but what if she comes at you and be like, well, hey, you're just not what your stamina, I look at you, I'm not turned on like how you know what I'm saying? Because men have egos too.
Right. Well, then that's something you got to work on.
Thank you. Going back to what I was saying,
I agree.
working on it.
I agree. Yeah. I'm just saying that
you get your stamina up.
Well, yeah. But women, it's emotional. It's emotional, so you got to tap into the emotional part.
Exactly. That's the first part, because they're going to get emotional and take it personal as if, oh, you're not attracted to me.
Ooh, awesome point. But if you didn't marry a freak, then why are you trying to change her?
No, but I guarantee she's doing a lot of those freaky things before you married her. So what we're saying is, hey, let's continue some of those freaky things even after.
Do all of it.
So if you married that freak and the sex drive changes,
I wouldn't want my sex.
And over time, sex becomes mechanical and just a task. Over time, it's not sustainable. You
don't want somebody just
Letitia says mature women should respect honesty. How do you get better?
How you doing, Letitia? Spot on. And that's a mature way of looking at it. And you're right. And more needs to take that approach. Great point.
Right.
Letitia.
And it's not better, it's different. Try different things. Don't do the same thing over and over and over. Try different things. Do role playing. Try different positions. Try different toys. Different approaches. Different locations.
Or just
different times of day.
But show some enthusiasm for having sex. That's all I'm saying.
Show some excitement.
Or talk. Say something.
William, I agree with you, bro. That's why 70% is not sustainable. You got to deal with a lot of drama.
Yes. Yeah.
So
yeah.
But
I tell you what,
70% of it is sex, you're willing to deal with a little 10% drama, a little.
But I tell you,
10% lack of finances.
70% people. Let's just say this. I feel as though 70% of individuals, they want all of what you're talking about outside of sex, but they also want to have great sex. People want to have great sex, and if you're not having great sex, or just sex that's not for you, something. If you try to work on, that's all.
It's
subjective. That's what
very subjective.
Whatever is. If it's not fitting Nick's needs, then and Nick has already confided in his chick, and they're trying to do all of these things to where, well, then
because there's some people that are just pleasers, like they don't get,
go elsewhere and get it.
Oh wow.
Okay, but is it worth giving up your relationship to go elsewhere, or
it's not.
But if you're basing 70% on sex,
and
the sex isn't working, well, yeah.
If the sex is dead, that relationship is more than likely going to be dead. I don't care how emotional or loving or all this other stuff that y'all talking about. Y'all are not going to stay in these relationships. And y'all can challenge me on this in the comment section if you want to.
Get it.
But
we got the young bull tonight.
But I'm saying right now, if you guys were in a relationship, however long you was in this relationship, whatever, and the sex is just terrible, and y'all tried everything that you can try. Y'all sat down and did your whole Dr. Phil moments, all of that, all of that. You are more than likely going to get up out of that relationship. You wouldn't do it on a bad note. You'll be respectable about it, but you're going to go somewhere where your appetite is being fed.
Now, I guess we should also ask.
Being sexually starved, you know.
Who would go faster, men or women? Probably the man would probably go faster than the woman.
Probably so.
Probably so. Yeah.
You both have to be. This is per Amber. Amber says you both have to be willing to change and try new things, or someone else will do it right. It kind of just goes to the point. I just, you know.
Yeah.
And then Jake says that goes both ways too. Men got to take criticism, and a lot of dudes cannot.
I said that.
Exactly.
Yes, I said that.
If it ain't right, we got to talk about it, regardless who's at fault.
And a lot of times, and what's up, Jake? How you doing? And a lot of times, sometimes it's not bad. It's just that you don't have the chemistry. You got to find out that chemistry that you guys, you know what I'm saying? Because
are you gonna stay and
you can't use the same routine that you're using.
Exactly, because that chemistry changes.
Or when you tell somebody, hey, that doesn't work. Well, most men like it.
Well, I'm not most men.
Well, okay, you just turned me off. You know,
right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or you're trying to be a top 20, you know what I'm saying, porn star, you know, sometimes it's...
But that's why it's good to have that conversation about sex before physically engaging in sex.
Or
your likes, your dislikes, your needs,
and a lot of that don't even happen.
I mean,
those conversations,
sex would be a lot greater. A lot of women, I mean, and one thing that a lot of men overlook that really turns a woman on is your scent, your smell. Regardless of I mean, and they keep that in their mind. So
that's why I got
your hygiene.
You want Mary's cologne secrets?
Let me read this real quick. William says, as you get older, though, and your relationship matures, the emotional bond and focus while doing it improves the physical aspect. And
William, spot on, bro.
Val Jean says, who does a man determine if a woman has bad sex?
I knew that was going to be some good.
I think maybe she meant how. How does a man determine?
Did you mean how, Val, or do you stand in what you're saying with your question?
Or who is he to determine if a man has bad sex? Because, like most men will tell you, the worst sex I had was good, but some is better than others. But can any man say you've actually had bad sex? Or what do you determine bad sex? A woman that's not engaged in it, just lays there like a blow-up doll and expects you to do anything, is not interactive with it.
So Val, she clarified what she said, or what she was trying to say. How does a man determine a woman has bad sex? Fellas, go have at it.
How does a man determine? He just said it. There's a wide range, a wide variety of reasons, and sometimes it comes down to chemistry, though.
Yeah.
That's why
chemistry, and like I said, you talk about it. I mean, if she's not engaged, if she's not physically moving and vibing, it's like a dance step. If you're not grooving with each other, you know,
if the rhythm is off, your sexual athleticism in that place, in the stamina, if that's off, your head game is weak. That's right there. I'm gonna let you know now.
Or your freakiness level is just not
there. You go.
Overall, right.
But again, head game, right?
Yeah.
You have to find the individual. You can't use just one technique for, you know what I'm saying?
That's subjective.
It's very subjective. That's what I'm just saying. I'm trying to determine.
Just long as no teeth are, most likely no teeth are involved, and there's good, and
some people like teeth. I heard.
Whoa,
I don't know about that.
You're not about to rape it much.
Some people I heard like that. They said it's like a clock.
I mean, it's more of a. I mean, a woman giving a man oral sex is more enjoyable. Listen to me, y'all.
Okay, sorry.
A woman giving a man oral sex is more enjoyable to him if she enjoys it.
I don't know because I don't. Again,
I feel what you're saying because if she's enjoying it, then he's definitely going to get the benefits.
Exactly.
I get what you're saying. On
So
that.
if it's enjoyable to her, if it's not enjoyable to her, it's more of a task and something she's doing for your satisfaction.
And that's where the weak head.
But isn't okay?
Right.
But isn't there sometimes where people can go overboard on the head game?
No,
like,
there is no such thing as going overboard.
Yes, there is.
What?
No, you need to stop. No, I'm just being honest. No, I'm being honest with you.
What is overboard? I mean, other than teeth, what is overboard?
I heard that there's some people that
Well,
like
okay,
to do
but
it
for
too much.
you though, it's one thing to hear, but for you,
I'm just saying what I heard.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Let me read these comments real quick. Very trippy, y'all.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, you don't always have to. Every time you see somebody, you always want to do the head gig. You don't always have to do all that all the time. That's what I'm saying.
But if she enjoys it,
okay, but
and it's going to be more enjoyable for you.
But I'm just saying, not
So
everybody
if
likes
she's
it.
enjoying it, but you don't enjoy it, you'll be like, oh, stop, get up, please, no.
I'm just saying you can chill. I'll say you can chill.
What did Rakita say?
I have never in my life heard of. Okay, what Rakita says, what is your wife doing? Is she working 40 plus hours a week? Is she picking kids up, cooking, cleaning, doing the family's laundry, etc., etc.? He gets home from work and kicks back, watches the game, and then when it's time for bed, she's supposed to be ready to do it from the chandeliers and being free.
I mean, she do got a great point, and a lot of us men, and honestly, you're right, and I've been guilty of it too. And there's you know what I'm saying, expecting all that, and while the man, us men are selfish in that degree.
A lot of men,
right.
And a lot of men do need to be conscious of that.
Yes,
their wives, their woman's energy level.
Yeah.
And let her know, baby,
I'll
get you some rest tonight.
I like that, Letitia.
Yeah, no, it's right.
Because in the morning it's on.
Oh, shoot. Don't wake me up in the morning.
I like what Letitia just said. Why get in a relationship and you guys aren't even compatible? Why even do that?
Sexually. We only talk about sexually, right?
But a relationship. Why are you getting in a relationship? You don't, just because you can have sex and not be in a relationship.
Well, we always go back and forth on that, so yeah.
Everybodytrue.com, that is true. Please do tell what's overboard?
Overboard
on the head game. What's overboard? That's what Val is asking.
Oh yeah, that was pretty vague.
Well,
Mr. Crosby.
Yeah, no,
hot take time. Put the pressure on him, comment section.
Nah.
He's gonna try to wither his way out of this. Let's see.
I'm in hiding. Put it like
Alicia says if a woman can't if a woman can't.
I think she meant come.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay, giving you special pleasure, then yes, it's a task and neither party is satisfied or isn't satisfied.
Right.
I think that's what she's saying. Yeah, I'll bring it back up and you guys can read it and see what you get from it.
Ooh. So that's something that's enjoyable to her. So it's going to be more enjoyable for you. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, 2 + 2 is always going to equal 4.
Right. Yeah.
And Val is still waiting on that answer.
What's too much? I mean, they
I've
don't know
heard
when to
of
stop or they're hurting
too much,
you.
Please stop. I've never heard of that before.
Well, all I'm going to say is, and that's why I'm saying, I was just trying to give an example that everybody's different. Like me and Young Bull over here, who says the head game. I said, yeah, you're right, but I don't, you know what I'm saying? Some people don't need it all the time, you know what I'm saying? And
it's just too much, too often.
It's just every time, and then it was just.
I love this wiggling out of the hole. I love this.
Yeah, I'll stay in my lane. I'll go back to cutting hair.
Felicia says, I think this is what she was clarifying on the last comment that she had made. If a woman doesn't come after giving her man head and isn't into it, then neither party isn't satisfied.
Ooh. Now that's explosive.
That is very explosive. Shopkulture, and we're just doing a chill show today. Y'all trying to.
Oh, I ain't going there with Barry. We do go super far back though.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
So there it is there, huh?
Wow. We get
Ladies,
going.
you can never go overboard with the head game, and that is per me, Nick Jones.
says Nick Jones.
just put that out there.
And you should never hold the punani over a man's head or award him with it as a prize for getting what you want or getting your way or getting him to behave or manipulate him with sex, because that can go bad on you. That's not gonna end well.
Says the doc himself. Huh, I ain't got a hot take, because my hot take, I get called out, so I'm just going
If you're in a committed relationship, why is the vagina a bargaining chip? No, it shouldn't be. It should be.
never
That
be.
man is lacking somewhere.
And women, you should call out your girlfriends who laugh and think that's funny, and I give it to her when I want, saying no. Especially if a man is doing what he's supposed to do.
Absolutely. It should be
But
accessible to him at any time.
Damn.
Oh, wait. Well, okay.
Well,
Wait, because I caught that too. Because when you say, and I'm just going with the climate today. Today's modern day woman. My age, late 20s, early 30s, and when you say things like that, that right there is gonna set the average modern day woman. So you think my body is you can just, I'm not your property.
Oh, we don't want to go there because I said that and I got called out by
I'm not your property, so yeah, you can't just come out and say, my vagina is
yours.
Accessible. I didn't say yours. No, I said accessible to you.
Accessible to you.
You have access to it. Yes, you should have access to it. And if you don't, then there's okay. Well, she's tired. You give her that. You're considerate of that.
Is that a tightrope?
Yeah, because women, when they hear that, ladies in the comment section, what do you hear? What do you perceive when the doc says? You care to repeat what you were saying as far as
that if you're in a committed relationship, the vagina shouldn't be used as a prize, and it should be accessible to you always. I mean,
ladies, do y'all agree with that?
I mean, you don't have, if you're not in the mood, if you're not feeling well, something, that's a different thing, and that man needs to be considerate of that. Well, if she's tired, yes, but you don't deny him for reasons of just, no, he's not getting for 2 weeks, and, he's letting you know, babe, there should be a reason for you not having sex. And he should never, you don't force yourself.
Now, this is where women will come in and say, no, it's just no. You don't have access to my body like that. This is my body. I give it to you when I want to give it to you.
That's why when I made a comment, I said,
that's how some, ladies, please, what do y'all think on this one?
So, Nick, do you disagree with what the doc is saying? I mean,
with that one, I'm gonna have to.
Okay, but I guess I need to ask why, because maybe this is
because just because you're in a long-term relationship, because people, there's people out there that don't believe in marriage, that they do the lifetime partnership.
Yeah, partnership.
So whether it's that or a marriage, it's almost it's kind of like, I don't know,
saying that it's an ownership. You think it's like an ownership?
It's not an ownership. It's a partnership. This is my partner. This should be.
I'm just going off of how
you want your partner to be happy. If that's what makes them happy, you give them access to what makes them happy, to what pleases them.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Well, you got one. Val agrees with you.
And I agree with that.
So.
See, that's a good
I'm just going off of like how they would view that as a.
No, I got that because I had said that because I've had people come into the shop, married men, and been like, once they got married, they'll have ownership of that woman's body.
So okay.
Of their wife's body. I'm just saying what I was like.
So she becomes your property. That's what y'all are saying.
Well, that's not what I'm saying.
Property.
That's not what
I said is I've had people come in and said that. I didn't say I agree with that. I said I've heard that but I've heard women say that about their men. Oh, I'm married, that's mine. So
but we don't care though. We want our women to be better about us. We don't really care about that.
I don't know. It's
But with women it's different. We can agree to that. There's women out there like, just because we're married doesn't mean I'm your property. That's what their rebuttal would be.
But it's
more so to what you were saying.
That you should have access to have sex with your woman when
So-
you want. I'm not saying on demand in the
demand,
middle
yeah.
of argument. Shut up, woman. I don't care how
Turn
you
around
feel.
and- yeah.
This is what I need.
Turn around. So
You know,
yeah.
drop it like it's
Hey,
hot.
man,
You know?
I married you, so
Yeah.
I have access to
Right,
this.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, no, it's not like that.
No.
You have to.
But I
It's
see-
there's a respect thing.
It's still a respect.
Letitia says he should not hold back sex either as a weapon. I can dig what you're saying as long as there is respect.
Absolutely.
So
And then William says both sides gotta want it at that time. Then it's all good for both sides.
Well, one side is always going to want it at a certain time more than the other. But once you get in the act of it, once that's, you're satisfying your partner, you know, and you're going to be satisfied within the same, if that's the one that you care about. And if you care about, their feelings and how they feel. And if you're a selfless person, you feel good that you can give pleasure to someone that wanted it and that wants you. And I mean, it's good to feel wanted.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Well,
Huh. But that is an interesting discussion though.
very interesting.
Right. Why should you not have access? Why? I mean, so now a man say, "Oh, well, you didn't give me access, so I went where I could get access."
And that is,
So don't knock me for that.
Yeah.
So don't knock me for that.
And if you're in a certain tax bracket, then
Yeah.
you definitely have that.
But I think it always
Tax
comes.
bracket has nothing to do with it.
Oh,
You don't
yeah.
think so?
Absolutely not.
So you think tax
I
bracket
just gotta
has?
do that in there.
Oh, okay.
Tax
bracket?
No, because dudes with within a certain tax bracket, I don't think they well, if I can't get it here, then I'll go get it somewhere else. Whether you agree with it or not, I don't care. I can always get another one. That's typically what their mindset is. I can always go get another you.
But that has nothing to do with tax bracket. I mean, that is,
It just has something to
if
do
you're a nice person, if you're a good person, and this person is just denying you, sometimes it's naturally you just evolve to something else, to get your needs met. I don't think tax bracket has nothing to do with all. It says you have more to lose, That's pretty much it.
I think, William said, I think it's more about self-confidence
Okay, yeah.
rather than
More,
tax.
yeah, rather than tax bracket.
Oh,
Yeah,
about that?
I can see that. Yeah. So
Tax bracket though makes it easier per se, I think that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
because
So you're saying more money gives you more options?
It definitely does.
yeah, because you go buy it.
Because men already have
You
more
go buy-
options, more women than
Oh, no,
there are us. There's more women than there are men. So we already have options available. Like me right now is I have more options than my homegirl does as far as, the
Yeah, but she can
go.
get it.
But if I have resource the high value men being in a certain tax bracket, I definitely have more options that I can exercise.
Well, being that there's a lot of men out there and she's an attractive woman, men in high tax bracket, does she have just as many options? She can go out there and get her one of those high tax bracket men?
She could try.
Okay.
Not
that
most,
works both ways.
there's some women that aren't really successful in that.
Well,
Guys,
so-
remember to
so-
like and share Shopkulture. This is what.
They said, I'll take a homeless man and clean him up. Tax bracket don't matter. So
Yeah.
Well,
she'll make a man out of mud and water, boy.
Listen,
She'll put a nigga together.
it sounds good. All right, I'm gonna have to give you that side.
Alicia, is that cap or you? I feel like you're capping right now.
Oh.
You will take a homeless man for real?
Look.
For real?
Well, she didn't say
I'm
any homeless
I'm
man.
not homeless, but I mean,
she got to see something in him to bring him in and clean him up,
Get it, girl.
question. What do you suggest? Val says, question. What do you suggest a woman do when she wants it more than her man, and he's faithful?
Wait. I'm sorry.
I'll put it up so you guys can read
Okay.
it. What do you suggest a woman do when she wants it more than her man, and he's faithful? That's my question.
Sometimes I mean you got to. That's when communication comes into play, right? And figure out and find out what's going on.
Yeah.
There's something going on.
That you need your needs met, and you help him to meet your needs. If his sex drive isn't equal to yours,
Or lower.
Well,
Yeah.
you get him some.
Don't
he
be
may
little.
not vitamin supplements, his diet, Get him the things that he needs,
Yeah.
testosterone
Guys,
boost,
that's
and
real
things
important.
like that.
Your diet,
Your
mean,
diet
important.
is so,
Yeah,
especially the older
your
we
diet,
get.
your health, and your vitamin regimen, your hydration. Give that man water. Give him pineapple juice for, you know.
Yep.
You know what?
I already know where you're going with that. I already know where you're going with that, Doc.
And, you know, he may not even know that you're increasing his health, adding years to his life, and increasing his sex drive with his testosterone.
Testosterone's over, yeah.
Yeah.
Letitia says, why not give it up to your man? But you should know this before you get into a relationship with that chick.
Right.
I mean, absolutely. But again, we always say people evolve.
Yeah.
Relationships do change. So
and if she knows
constant communication going back
that
and
she
forth.
can manipulate you with sex, if you put a high value in your relationship, say 70%, well, she knows she can get anything she wants by manipulating you by sex. I think sex is about a third. It's about a third. I'm not saying that less time or less quality, but it's about a third of the value of the relationship. Yeah.
Good point.
But wait, she did, but she's scared to ask him to take one.
No, well, you got to figure out ways to get it to him. You got to.
Oh, you can get it too. Trust me.
Yeah.
You feed the man with some
Yeah.
items and stuff.
Yeah.
You got to tell that man how important his health is and how good these things are for him and for you, and how it's going to better the quality of your lives together.
Change his life.
And do it for me so you can be healthy, so we can have long life together. I want you to be healthy.
Yes. Yes.
Like I said, if you marry, say, I didn't marry you to bury you.
Oh, guys, we are wrapping up. This is Shopkulture. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Man, woo. We got a little explosive tonight.
Hey man,
I like
I'm
it.
all for a good exchange.
That's what we like.
That's right.
Once again, thank you guys.
Let us know if you're enjoying the show. We're gonna keep it coming.
I appreciate the gems, Doc.
All right.
I'm learning.
I just want people to have better relationships, better life experiences, you know? Because I made a lot of mistakes in my youth, but I self-reflected. I learned from them, and I'm trying to share what I learned.
And I can say I appreciate it.
And thank you for sharing with us. Man, you got any closing remarks?
Yeah, this is for the fellas.
Okay.
And I mean, fellas, when it comes to your health and your hygiene, you always got to look out for that and make that a priority and take care of yourself. But the one thing that will linger in the mind of most women you encounter for a very long time, be it pleasant or unpleasant, the first thing that comes to her mind when she sees or even thinks of you is the way that you smell. Keeping that in mind, be up on your personal hygiene. Shower frequently. Be aware of your body and your breath smell at all times. You always want to leave the memory of a pleasant scent with anyone that you encounter, because that's what's going to be remembered. Have you ever heard of women when they get around each other, they talk about, you remember this guy? And she says, ooh, yeah, and he smells so good. Be that guy.
There you go.
Thanks, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it.
No, I agree. Because there's times I remember when somebody didn't have that pleasant, you know what I'm saying? And it lingers.
It resonates, yes.
So,
any suggestions on certain colognes?
I'm not going to give up mine. You know?
Damn. Well, tell me after the show.
Yeah, we're going to tell you after the show.
But I mean, different body chemistry, different colognes. But get what works for you. Always have a pleasant scent, but don't overdo it.
And you guys, you heard from the man, the relationship guru, Dr./Mr./Dr. James R. Hill.
Thanks, people, for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back on Tuesday, our regular night.
And we want to thank you, Nick Jones.
No problem, no problem. Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to come in and, you know, exchange banter and get those jewels.
That's what it's all about, man. And again, I'm Barry Crosby, and this is Shopkulture. Remember to like and share. Man, Shopkulture.
Have a good night, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
We are.
Stay safe and be blessed.
We're out.